Hi, everybody. My name is Dr. Kristen Donnelly. I'm one of the good doctors of Abbey Research, and we are empathy educators who are convinced that curiosity can change the world, because honestly, it's the only thing that ever has. And we change our thought processes and our relationships with people through stories, relationships, and questions. And this series is a big service of our mission to help everybody do that. It's called Welcome to My World, and I get an opportunity to chat to fascinating folks in all professions, walks of life, points of view, and you get to eavesdrop as we all learn a little bit about somebody else's life you may not have ever known about. And today is absolutely no exception. I am talking to Kylie Holliman-Rivera, who does full-time pet care, which I love so much. So she's been working with animals and in the pet industry since 2013. And then in 2018, she broke out on her own and now runs her own shop. And I have so many questions. Kylie, thank you so much for joining me.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
I love it so much. So first of all, let's just break it down. What does pet care mean? Like, what do you do?
Absolutely. So pet care is such a big industry. It's almost like human resources, where there's recruiting and there's like a human resources specialist and a recruiter, all that stuff. And so with pet care, there's dog grooming, there's dog training, dog walking, pet sitting, cat sitting. It's a wide range. However, what I specialize in is only dog walking, in-home pet sitting, and cat care. And so we come to our clients and we take care of their pets.
Amazing. And by in-home pet care, do you have any pets you do not care for? I ask because I know somebody who who used to do in-home pet care and used to have to care for a pig.
Yep. I believe it. If I got a chance to take care of a pig, I would just have a huge disclaimer. I've never done it before, but totally willing to learn. But yes, we strictly mostly do dogs and cats.
Okay.
I don't know reptiles. My team knows reptiles and they want to take care of them. But if they're unavailable, I have to do it. So I'm just like, no, we're done. No reptiles.
That's fair. I think, yeah, I am pretty good with dogs and cats. But I would not know the first thing to deal with reptiles, except my brother had a lizard once and we used to have to buy live crickets to feed it. And that is when I decided that I would not ever own anything I had to feed live animals to, just by personal preference.
Yep.
So that was something for me. So I know you transitioned out of professional human resources and into this world.
Correct.
Talk me through that process. What made you make that decision?
Yeah. So I loved human resources. That's what I love about owning my own business is I could still be my own human resources manager in a way for the company. So it's like both the best worlds. But yeah, with it, I loved my job. I was working my way up. I created the operations manual for my position,
Okay.
And my boss loved it so much. She had me traveling down to San Diego or nearby offices because we were like the head office and had many offices below. And they were sending me to different offices to train them this new manual that I created. And it was just very exciting. However, I've been, pet sitting on the side for so long, I didn't know you could do it full time because who would ever think that? And so in 2017, I found out, I'm like, oh my gosh, people do this full time. They make money and do all this stuff on their own, And so in 2018, like within 6 months of doing this research, I quit. I took the leap and just quit my job as in HR and went full time. It was scary, but oh my gosh, lots of research.
I can imagine. And so I'm just thinking, are there things you wish you knew then that you know now?
Yeah.
What, can you share any of them with us? I mean, I'm sure the answer was yes.
Yeah.
That was a bit of a rhetorical question. What is a couple things you wish you knew?
I wish I knew, and I hear a lot of people talk about it now, and it's just like, I think people just don't have an idea. Is people think, oh, when I start my own business, I have flexibility. I can create my own schedule, and do this and that. It's like your schedule gets so bombarded with this business, and trying to create it and form it and all that. And it's like, it just takes up so much time and stress. And I didn't realize the amount of stress and amount of work you have to put in. And with being in California, the labor laws are so intense. And so I wish I kind of knew the definition a little bit more of flexibility. It's like how much time this is really going to take and how you have some control where it's like, okay, let's do this at this time, this time, this time. But a lot of your time is taken up with your business.
Yeah. And then I'm sure some of your HR experience helped you when you started hiring? Did you hire folks right away?
Within 6 months.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you went real quick, and was that primarily to do like the walking stuff, or did you?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I got booked and I'm like, I can't do this myself.
seriously.
And so it's just like I like saw it. I'm like, this is coming to a point I can't walk dogs. Like people keep coming to me and it's like I don't have any more availability. And so yeah, within 6 months I was able to go from solo to having a team.
Okay, and is managing a team, does it feel different to you than working in HR?
Yes.
Okay.
Because even in HR, like people would come to me with things, but like, with HR, it's laws, that you're dealing with. So when something happens, it's like, oh, it's the law, like it's what it says.
Yeah.
And the thing with owning your own business is you need to kind of create the policies and procedures and the laws for the business.
I think that's so that's so important because we talk a lot about HR in my company and talk about that HR is essentially benefits and regulation management. Like that's what we've made it. But we expect a lot of HR people to do emotional labor as well that they've never really been trained for, and they're not really given the space or the equipment to do it. And it's why HR, I think, is such a maligned industry. Because we're asking it to do too much.
Oh yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
Because there's just so many fields of HR and sometimes they push it all into one job and it can be very, very overwhelming. It's like, okay, let's delegate a little bit, but not every organization, has the funds for that or has the resources. And yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Like it's what there's sometimes I talk to people and I'm just like, right. But if you had like a financial person, you would not expect the person who does your long-term financial planning to also do your bookkeeping. And that's what you're asking an HR person if you only have one in the building to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just really need to talk about how we talk about HR. Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's a lot of fun. It's not negative. So like, of course, since I'm not active in the HR world anymore, I do have an HR consultant. So he keeps me updated and stuff. And he tells me everything. And it's just like, oh gosh, the things that are going on. But then he has to be the bad guy. And it's like, it's not me. The company makes me the bad guy because they're making me handle all the issues. Yeah. And it's just, a new perspective needs to be on it.
Yeah, I completely agreed. So let's talk about happier topics. What is your favorite part of your job?
Oh my gosh, the relationships, honestly, just like with my team and with my clients, like I just love them all. I'm very, very thankful and appreciative of them.
I love it. Do you have any fun pet stories for us?
Oh gosh. Yeah. We do pack walks about once or twice a month.
Okay.
We do about 11 to 13 dogs. We're trying to get up to 15 dogs.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's a lot of fun. The first 5 to 10 minutes is a little stressful because it's all these dogs and 3 people trying to get these dogs out of the car. The dogs are excited and they have to use the bathroom and it's just all over the place. But then once they get into a rhythm, it's gorgeous. It's just all these dogs, they figured out their own hierarchy and their leadership. And it's awesome to see them all just figure each other out and walk all together.
I love that so much. There's so much that humans can learn from animals.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Especially from older dogs because they can't move as fast as younger dogs, obviously.
Yeah.
And so one of them, he just passed Lily 2 weeks ago. And so it's been tough, but he just, he loved to be outside and he would just stop and smell the flowers literally. And it's just like, oh, okay, I guess we'll just hang out here and let you sniff. And it was just very simple and sweet.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, I mean, because the life cycles of animals are shorter. And so we interact with more animals at different times in their lives than we interact with other humans potentially. And so that's a really lovely, lovely thing. Are there other lessons that you've learned from your work that we should pay more attention to?
Just patience, lots of patience with the employees, because you have to train people to, it's not just dog walking, but it's also being able to read the body behavior. Read the dog's body behavior and to understand. It's like, okay, how does this dog work? But it's not going to happen just like that. You have to have the patience to learn the dog because every dog's different.
I'm sure the cats are the same way.
They can be, surprisingly.
I feel like all my friends with cats talk about them as varied, like as varied as my friends with children talk about them. Like
I have 5 cats. I know. Yeah, 5 of them.
they're all very, very specific.
They are. We like have little, like if they were in high school, we have the jock, we have the little nerd that would get bullied. We have the queen bee, like we have it all. They have their own personalities.
I love it so much. So I'm thinking about, a lot of people have pets, but I don't think a lot of people outsource their pet care. So why do you think folks should do that?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a great question, because so many people, they think Rover or Wag, and a lot of those people, like on Rover and Wag, they're independent contractors.
Pause really quick for my viewers who don't know what those things are. Explain what Rover and Wag are.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, so with Rover and Wag, what people don't know is that they're run by contractors, and with those apps, they're dog walking apps. So Rover, you can hire a dog walker, a pet sitter, someone who stays overnight. With Wag, it's strictly like dog walking and pet sitting.
Okay.
Stuff. And so these contractors work for those companies where they're quick pet sitting services.
Okay.
And these pet sitting apps that you can download on your phone, they just don't vet their people properly, and they don't give them the best protection. So, if something happens, these people aren't guaranteed to be insured. And so a lot of people have lost pets. There's been plenty of horror stories. If you look up on Google, like, oh, Rover's dog walker lost a pet and stuff. And so there's a lot of cons, unfortunately, to the quick access. Oh, let me just download an app like Uber Eats, have someone come walk my dog real fast.
That's how I feel about all the mortgage apps. I'm like, I really don't think they'd be able to buy a home from 3 clicks on a phone. Like that just feels dangerous. So yeah.
It's just like that. So we aren't those apps by any means. We do have employees, so they're trained. We're insured, we're licensed, we're bonded. So then everyone is protected. Okay. And so people just really need to do research with their pet care pet care services that they need. But it's always great to outsource, because then you can have a peace of mind when you go on vacation. Instead of being like, oh my gosh, like who's going to take care of my dog? Like I really want to go on this trip, but I have a dog. And it's just that back and forth. And it's just like, hire someone that's professional to come in and take care of your pet. And they should be able to send pictures, send you updates of things that go wrong or go right, even the good things. And it could be really helpful, and just that peace of mind while you go and enjoy yourself.
I love that. The pushback I hear from some friends is that, oh, my dog is really picky, or my cat's really moody, and they only like certain people. Mm-hmm. I would imagine that you get a lot of that. So what would you say to those folks?
Have them come over and meet them. Have the dog sniff them out. I always say that. It's like, because we require meet and greets or consultations. Okay. And it allows the pets to go sniff the person. And those people that are usually nervous, like, oh my gosh, they're usually shocked, because they're like, oh my God, they're usually hiding in the corner or something, and they're approaching you. And that usually helps people feel better.
Yeah, and we all know that when you do pet training, it's really training the human, not the pet. So I think sometimes a lot of those animals that are very skittish sometimes get that from an energy, where if you bring a different energy in, it might get a different reaction.
100%. Absolutely. Just because you've had friends come over, those friends may not spend too much time with animals. And it's like the animals can almost sense it. It's like, you're not an animal person.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to mess with you. Excuse me. You are not worth leaving my bed. Thank you.
Exactly. It's like, I'm going to go hide over here and tell mom no.
Yeah, totally fair. I wish we would let children do that more. So
yeah, exactly.
Let them follow their instincts a little bit more than we do. Oh my gosh, that's a separate topic. So is there anything else that you would love for people to know about your job that would, you think, help us be better people?
Yeah, absolutely. Just listen to your dog, but also don't baby them as well. I know with the COVID, people they just want their dogs. Like a COVID, it made things so crazy, because people adopted all these dogs during the pandemic. And then the last month, I've heard over 80% of these dogs got returned to the rescues. Oh. Yeah, it's awful. And so it's just like, look out for those resources. The pet industry is growing, and there are resources for people who don't know what to do with their dogs. So it's like if they just have to go back to work or they need dog training because now they're no longer going to be home, look at your resources and see if you can find a local dog walker or pet sitter.
Yeah, that would be, oh, I was worried they were going to all get returned. I'm very nervous. I'm very sad to hear that has happened more than it should.
We all knew it was going to happen. I just don't think it was at that rate.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Percent. Yeah. Huge. It's just, yeah, it's devastating.
Yeah, it's like a dog is forever, not just for COVID. Like
it's not just a snuggle buddy for the year. It's like, that's a responsibility. They live about 15 years.
It's a bit of a thing. Oh my gosh. Well, Kylie, I'm glad to know all of these things. I hope my viewers got some insight into why, obviously, like Kylie knows her stuff, and there's a lot of other people that do too, that there's a lot of resources out there for pet care. So Kylie's info will be below. And also, if you're not in California, you can Google your local care, and there's a lot of options. So don't hesitate to do that. If you've got a pig, a dog, a cat, a horse, any of those things, there's probably people around that would love to help you out. In the meantime, I hope if you enjoyed this conversation, hit that thumbs up. YouTube really likes the algorithm. And if you like these kind of conversations, there's going to be more on my channel. So please feel free to subscribe. We have been delighted to have this kind of chat about a piece of life I really knew very little about. So Kylie, thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much.
And I will see the rest of you next time on Welcome to My World. Bye.